Yo, 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 what's up, potassium people? We're back with another Banana Bites, where we're gonna eat this banana and ask Valve to please add the strange second banana to TF2. Now, before we get into that, I think I just want to talk a little bit about experiences, okay? Essentially, an experience that you've had, that you've seen, anything where you've had some sort of interaction with it, it's impossible to truly convey to another person, right? Like, you can use words, you can try and write down, you can even draw a picture, right? But these things, while they convey an experience in and of themselves onto someone else, the person receiving it can't have the same sort of neural connections that you have with that experience. You can't play a game like, let's say, Undertale or TF2 and have the same sort of connection with that game. Okay, someone in TF2 can go into a community server, for instance. Okay, this is why I really like the game from the beginning, and talk with some people, okay, shoot some people, right? It's basically like a public chat room, but you're gaming in it, and that's pretty sweet. Now, put someone else in that same experience, and they might be like, I don't know, I want things to be a little more serious than this. And it's just because as we go through life, we're basically fighting with different versions of ourselves all the time. Or not necessarily fighting, but evolving into different versions of ourselves. Sometimes they fight, that's when things get a little nasty, but really, not only is it difficult to convey an experience from yourself to someone else, and in fact, it's impossible to truly do so in a way that's 100% meaningful in both directions. Or rather than meaningful, accurate. I would say accurate. What really interests me is that as time goes on, our experiences get muddled by new experiences. Right? If I have a really good experience eating a muffin from a bakery or something, and then I come back a week later and I buy the same muffin, but I'm having a bad day and I bite into the muffin and it's too salty, or there's some hair in it. Well, now the experience I had in the past has been muddied, ruined, just because of this one other experience. And it's like they clash. And when I go and think back to the previous muffin, I either think that muffin was heralded down by the angels just for me, or I think maybe it wasn't that good after all. Maybe it's just not the same, right? And in that way, it's impossible to truly convey an experience to even yourself. You can have an amazing time. This is best seen with things such as nostalgia, right? I played some amazing games growing up. Games that obviously a lot of people that also played. Super Mario Galaxy, TF2. Lots of games. But if I were to try and convey to someone why I liked those games so much when I was younger, it would fall flat because, well, one, I'm not young anymore, and two, it just doesn't mean the same thing that it used to. It's not the same experience. It's not the same memory. In fact, every time I go back and review a memory, it gets changed a little bit by who I am now. And that makes it difficult to even know who you are sometimes. What brings you joy? What brings you anger? And there's a lot of different conflicting opinions that change what you even perceive. The first banana I ate here on this channel, I perceived differently than this banana. Even if the bananas tasted the exact same, were the exact same size, etc. The experience and the way I perceive it is just going to be different because of how many days have passed, how I've changed, etc. And I think that's beautiful because it means life isn't ever really the same, even if you're doing the same things. Yes, repetitive things can get boring, but admittedly, because they can get boring, it means you can have a new outlook on those same things they used to do. I think a lot of people that get into competitive games, speaking from my experience, because I played Smash Brothers competitively for a little bit when I was younger, there's this idea that you have to maximize, that you have to enjoy something and to excel in an area. Obviously, people want to do better in a lot of things. But it has completely changed how I see Smash Brothers. It's not really just a party game. Now it's like, well, there are some skills in there, right? There is a lineage of experiences that I've built up over time. And now it's not the same game that it used to be, for me. And that's just a crazy thought. And I guess that's why I love life. That's why I like talking negatively about myself or about the things I say, and at the same time, thinking that what I do is so enjoyable, or that I can see myself in a positive light. Because while I can't have the same experiences I used to, I can certainly shape my future experiences. I don't have to cling to nostalgia and say this game is my favorite ever, nothing will ever replace it, because admittedly, that sort of thing is just going to happen as we go through life. Or maybe, if you really want, just have it be the last game you've ever played, and then you're right. You could prove yourself right. It really depends on what kind of goal you want to build up. So, message of all of this is just, you can't convey an experience with 100% accuracy. Not even to yourself. Here's a banana. Yo, this banana pretty sick, y'all. Pretty good, y'all. I have a list of ideas here, and this is kind of how I always have something to say. I don't always say it, because sometimes I just want to eat the banana, but it's how I keep track of all these different ideas. I gotta say, the first time I wrote this idea down, the idea that it's impossible to truly convey an experience, I didn't really think about it from the perspective of self. Obviously, ideas and memories change as time goes on, but it changed. I think there's something beautiful in the fact that the idea itself that I had originally written adapted to where I am now. So, anyways, potassium people, that's going to be it. Valve, please add the strange second banana to TF2. And with that, bye, 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 bye.